Luka Doncic didn't waste any time. Right from the start, he came out firing and took over the game in just the first quarter. He dropped 21 points like it was a warm-up, hitting shots from deep, driving past defenders, and making it look way too easy. Nobody had an answer for him. He didn't hesitate, didn't slow down, he just kept scoring. When Luka plays like this, it's a problem for any team, no matter who's guarding him. What makes it worse for the defense is how calm he looks while doing it. There's no rush in his game, just smart moves and sharp shooting. When the defender steps back, he shoots. When they get close, he drives. And in that first quarter, every choice he made was the right one. That's not luck, that's skill and experience coming together. Performances like this are why Luka is seen as one of the most dangerous players in the league. If he starts like this in a game, there's not much a team can do except hope he cools off. And if this is just the beginning of the game, you know there's more damage coming. Let's look at how he makes life even harder for defenses when they try to double him. Luka isn't just a scorer, he's a problem because he sees everything on the court. Once teams try to double him to slow down his scoring, he switches to playmaker mode. That's when he starts finding open teammates and creating shots that don't always show up in the box score. Even if it's not an assist, he's the reason the shot was open. He forces the defense to move and then he picks them apart. It's not flashy, but it's smart. He'll draw two defenders, kick it out to the right guy, and suddenly someone else is wide open for a clean look. And the defense can't really stop this. It's either let Luka score or risk leaving shooters free. Most stars can do one thing well. Luka does both, and that's what separates him from a lot of other players. This kind of playmaking doesn't just make him better, it makes the whole team better. Guys play with more confidence when they know they're going to get the ball in the right spot. Luka controls the game with his mind as much as his talent, and once defenses realize they can't take one thing away without giving up another, they start running out of answers. Now let's take a look at how Luka's recent numbers show he's fully back to form. Over the past 10 games, Luka has looked like himself again. He's putting up close to 31 points, handing out around 9 assists, and grabbing over 8 rebounds every night. Those are big-time numbers, and they're not just empty stats. They're helping his team win. After a slower start earlier in the season, he's clearly back in rhythm, and it shows in every part of his game. He's moving better, making quicker decisions, and hitting shots from everywhere. Whether it's a deep three or a tough finish in the paint, he's doing it all. He's also not forcing anything. Luka's letting the game come to him, and that calm style is giving defenses a tough time. He knows when to score and when to pass, and that balance is what makes him so dangerous. This version of Luka changes everything for his team. When he's playing at this level, they look like a top contender. He's not just putting up numbers, he's leading. And if he keeps this up, the rest of the league better start paying attention. Up next, let's talk about how Luka's play, combined with a rising Austin Reaves and a healthy LeBron, has turned this into a real big three. When you look at this Lakers squad right now, it's not just about one star carrying the load. It's about 3 guys, Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, and LeBron James, who can all create, score, and lead. Each one brings something different, but together, they're a serious threat. This isn't just hype. These 3 are showing every night that they can take over games in their own way. Other teams have tried to build big threes, but most of them haven't lived up to the expectations. What makes this group different is that all 3 players are unselfish. They don't need to dominate the ball to make an impact. Whether it's Luka running the offense, Reaves getting hot, or LeBron making big plays, they work together. That chemistry is hard to find. What this means for the rest of the league is simple. The Lakers are not a one-man show. They have multiple players who can hurt you, and that balance makes them tough to prepare for. You can't just focus on one guy and hope to win. With that said, let's pause for a quick moment before diving into what happened when Luka left the floor and Reaves took over. Before we move ahead, let's talk about something that's happening off the court, March Madness. It's that time of year when college basketball takes over and every game feels like a must-watch. Fans everywhere are filling out brackets, cheering for underdogs, and hoping their picks go all the way. And if you're looking to make things a little more exciting, Kalshi gives you the chance to do just that. With Kalshi, you can place your bets on who you think will win it all. Whether you're backing a big-name school like Duke or taking a chance on a lower seed, it's all up to you. Even better, Kalshi covers way more than just sports. They've got markets on entertainment too, which means there's always something to play. And if you're one of the first 500 users to trade 100 contracts, you'll get a reward just for getting involved. It's a fun way to test your knowledge and enjoy the madness of March even more. If you've got a gut feeling about a team or a player, Cauchy makes it easy to turn that into action. Alright, now that we've covered that, let's get back to the game. Because right after Luka took a seat, someone else stepped up in a big way. Let's talk about Austin Reaves. When Luka sat down, most people expected the offense to slow down, but that's when Austin Reaves stepped up. He didn't hesitate. He took control of the game and became the go-to guy on the floor. Whether it was breaking down defenders one-on-one or creating plays for others, Reaves showed he's more than just a role player. He played with confidence and looked completely in charge. His scoring came at the perfect time. Denver was starting to close the gap, but Reaves answered with smart, aggressive plays. He knocked down a three, attacked the rim, and even set up teammates with clean looks. Every time the Nuggets tried to build momentum, Reaves had an answer. That kind of impact shows how valuable he is when the lights are bright. It's becoming clear that Reaves is growing into a player who can take pressure off stars like Luka and LeBron. He doesn't need help to get his own shot, and he knows how to read the defense. When a team has a player like that coming off the bench or stepping up as a second option, it gives them an edge. Up next, let's look at why Luka's scoring has reached another level, and what's fueling his offensive explosion. Luka's scoring has gone up a level lately, and a big reason for that is his three-point shooting. He's not just making shots, he's hitting them from way beyond the line. These aren't easy looks either. He's pulling up from deep, off the dribble, with a hand in his face, and still knocking them down. That kind of shooting puts a lot of pressure on defenders because they can't sag off him for even a second. But Luka isn't one-dimensional. He can score from anywhere. Mid-range, floaters, step backs, or strong finishes at the rim. If one thing isn't working, he goes to something else. That variety makes him nearly impossible to guard. And when you mix in his ability to get hot fast, you see why he's putting up 30+ points so often now. What's even more impressive is that he's doing this on high volume with great efficiency. After a slow start earlier in the season, his legs are back under him and his rhythm is locked in. Games against teams like Milwaukee and Denver have shown that he's not just in form, he's peaking. And this kind of form always leads to big moments in the playoffs. Now let's shift to another key part of the Lakers puzzle, LeBron James. Even though LeBron didn't play in that game, it's important to remember how good he's been this season. Before the injury, he was putting up nearly 27 points per game with over 8 assists and 8 rebounds. And this wasn't just good for his age, it was great by any standard. He was playing like a top 5 player in the league, competing with the best and showing no signs of slowing down. But it's not just LeBron and the stars. This Lakers team has depth. Players like Rui Hachimura bring extra firepower and efficiency. Rui has been solid on offense and improving on defense, which gives the Lakers even more options. When someone like him is your fourth option, it shows how stacked this roster really is. Everyone from the starters to the bench is stepping up and playing smart basketball. The big difference now is that every player is getting better looks because of how much talent is on the floor. Defenders can't guard everyone at once, so whether it's Luka, LeBron, Reaves, or even a role player, they're all finding better shots and more space. That's what makes this team scary, not just talent, but how well it all fits together.